Awesome. So, welcome everyone. If you've been following, you'll know that we've been doing a couple of short interviews with some of our finalists from the previous university um, pitching competitions. Today we have Sahil Haridas with us. How are you, Sahil? Thank you for being here today.
I'm good. Thanks. Nice to be
Awesome.
here. I'm good, and you?
I'm good. It's nice to actually put a face to a name. I know I've been emailing you a lot, but yeah. So
Yeah.
before we even like go into, discussing your business, do you mind just like giving us a small intro as to who you are, what you studied, what you're doing right now? Yeah, just so we can get an idea as to who you are.
Okay. Okay. So I'm studying actuarial science at UCT. I'm currently a fourth year student, still studying.
Okay, cool. And what made you get into AXA, if I may ask?
It was mostly the maths, and then I heard that it was a challenging degree to
Oh, so you like
complete.
challenges. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, tell me a bit about your business. I know that you were one of the finalists in 2019, if I'm correct. So do you mind just like
Yeah.
talking us through,
Uh, yeah.
what your business is, how it started, where did the idea come from? Yeah.
Okay. So the business name was Edify.
Mhm.
It wasn't 2019. I think it was 2020.
Oh, sorry,
We placed second
2020.
in that competition. So yeah. So schools had like just shut down around that time, and
Yes.
so I saw my sister using an app with past exam papers,
Yeah.
and it just didn't seem very intuitive. It didn't seem very user friendly.
Mm.
So I thought that I could definitely make something better than that. And one of my friends from high school, absolutely brilliant guy. He had a bunch of past papers. Well, he had access to a bunch of past papers,
Yeah.
more than I've ever seen in like my entire life. And he also had
Yes.
some notes that he made. So we decided to put those into an app, and that's sort of how the idea started.
Wow. I can honestly relate to that so much because I remember in high school, like specifically in matric and like grade 11, just like fighting to find past papers and like, using other schools'
Yeah,
past papers was it was such a mission, and I remember like, people sending past papers on like
yeah,
WhatsApp groups and like it was such a struggle. So I definitely see the need in that. And also like your business idea also addresses like that need of you know um sharing resources, because often we see a lot of the previous model C schools and private schools that have more access to these past papers. And I'm thinking about what about the kids who don't go to X model C schools and private schools? How do they um you know, practice, and how do they, get access to this? So such a brilliant idea. Awesome. So my next question is, how have you grown since entering this competition? Obviously, you said that you love challenges, and like this, entering this competition has been a
yeah.
massive challenge. So how have you grown individually since entering the competition?
Okay, so I think the best way to explain this is using machine learning because that's definitely what I spend my most of my time nowadays on working on
Mm-hmm.
passion projects. And
Yeah.
well, actuarial science is mostly statistics, and so we do some machine learning in there as well.
Yeah.
So I have some experience with both the practical side of things and the theoretical side of things.
Mm.
So in statistics and machine learning, there's something called a loss function. So how
Yes.
big your loss function is how far away you are from achieving the task that you're trying to achieve. And
Yes.
a learning rate is a step size, is basically your step size. At each iteration, every time you run the algorithm, how far or how big of an adjustment you want to make to try
Mm-hmm.
and reduce the loss function. And so if your learning rate is too small, then you aren't going to learn fast enough, you aren't going to solve the problem. But if your learning rate is too large, then you don't converge either, because you might learn something and you push so far that it's actually past the balance.
Wow.
And when you adjust it again, you push back, and it's also it's before the balance. So you never actually get that balance that you need. So I think a few years ago, I would change very quickly to adapt to whatever scenario I was in. And it wasn't actually me taking the knowledge that I accumulated from other things and applying it to this particular situation as well. It was just it's very it was adapting too quickly, and it wasn't actually taking other useful things that I could have brought into it. And so I think I've learned how to manage and do that a little bit better now. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And I also love that analogy. Like, I feel like it very much describes who you are and, like, you know, like the field that you're in, which is amazing. I don't know a lot about machine learning, but I followed everything that you said, which I think is awesome. So yeah, and I think, you know, being in a competition like this, there's so many things that you learn, and there's so many valuable lessons that you can pick up. And, you know, like I said, there's going to be a lot of students watching this. So if you could share, you know, just one lesson that you've learned, just, you know, through, you know, having a business and having a startup and, you know, being in this competition, you know, what would you share with them?
Okay. One lesson that you've learned. Okay. Okay. So we were never actually incorporated. We never got to that stage.
Yes. Okay.
And I think the main reason that didn't happen was we lost interest in it. And that's because we added so many unnecessary features to the core idea, that it became blurry and obfuscated, right?
Yes.
So crypto was a huge thing at the time, and especially for attracting investor attention. So at the time, I was exploring a bit of blockchain development, languages like Solidity, MetaMask, Ganache, and I heard of this cryptocurrency called Electronium, where you could mine crypto directly from your phone.
Okay.
So I thought it would be a great idea to use that as a way to make revenue, and we could give a little bit of it back to users as a way to incentivize them to keep using it. That isn't a bad idea in itself. It isn't a bad idea at all, because popular browsers like Brave today, which is based on Chromium, implements a similar system with basic attention token. So we thought, why not add it to the pitch? And it has the bonus of sounding great to potential investors. And so after doing the competition, we attracted quite a bit of investor attention, I think even from one of Richard Branson's companies. And one of the things that we learned from this is that some of our investors were only interested in the crypto idea and not in the actual, not in what we're actually trying to do. And so on top of that, we realized that if we didn't actually need that much of funding to achieve the core purpose of the project. So I think that is a very huge lesson. Like, don't get carried away with trying to gain investment and all of these other big things. A lot of it you can actually do yourself just by innovating. And I think that I think I'll leave it there for now.
Yes, yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's the biggest thing that most students struggle with. You know, if they have a business idea, where are they going to get capital from? Where are they going to get investment from? And, you know, like you said, a lot of what you can do, you can find online. You can teach yourself how to do it. You can show show yourself how to do it, basically. And obviously that takes a lot of hard work, which I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, it's difficult being in the startup space. It's so it's very challenging. You have to be like someone like yourself, you know, who likes challenges and likes rising up to the occasion. so yeah, no, but
I think the most important thing is like to try and build something where you know that no matter what happens, you're going to have at least one user. And if it's something that you can use yourself, then
yes,
that's absolutely perfect, because you'll never lose the motivation to work on it.
yes,
And you know that no matter what happens, it can't be a failure, because you'll always have one user yourself.
yes. No, but also you'll enjoy doing what you do. And for me, if you enjoy doing what you do, you know, that
Absolutely.
already, like, half the effort is done. Because if you love it, then you want to
Yeah.
constantly, you know, work at it, improve it. But yeah, no, I love what you said, and I love that, you know, that piece of advice. And my last question, I want you to picture, you know, like a student who perhaps has a business idea, but maybe they're sitting on the fence. Okay, maybe they have half an idea, maybe they're not too sure if, you know, they should actually enter the competition. You know, what would you tell that person right now?
Absolutely, do it, do it, do it, do it. Winning is irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think that the most important opportunity that you're getting from the competition is that it forces you to be articulate about what it
Yes.
is exactly that you're trying to accomplish. And a
Yes.
big reason as to why many founders fail is that they aren't very articulate and upfront about what they're actually trying to do until it's too late.
Yes.
You know, they've already spent massive amount of startup capital on something that isn't going to contribute to growth.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is that if you do enter the competition and you do gain investment, don't be too
Yeah.
tempted to give away a large part of your company because you're
Yes.
offered large amounts of money. If you really
Yes.
believe in your idea and you believe that the company is something that will grow in the long term, then that part of the company is much more valuable to you than capital in the
Yes.
long term.
Yes. Awesome. 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 And you know, I think that like the amazing thing about entering a competition like this is the exposure. Like
Yeah,
this competition, like especially, you know, like you know, at least from 2020 onwards, it's going to be live stream. People from all over the world are tuning in, watching. So even if, you know, you don't make it to the finals or you don't get a prize, it's about having that exposure. There could be investors watching, there could be people who want
yeah,
to invest in your small business, which I think is
yeah,
incredible. And, you know, like you said, like just learning to articulate your thoughts, learning to articulate your ideas is so important, and it's such a valuable life skill,
yeah.
which I think everyone needs to learn. And, you know, I was actually talking to another entrepreneur the other day, and he was saying how he had to get comfortable with, you know, hearing the word no and hearing
Yeah,
criticism and realizing that the criticism wasn't something personal. You know, it's not something that you should take personally, but it's just relating to your business. It's just
yeah,
relating to your idea.
yeah,
It's not something relating to you, which I think is also such an important life skill, you know. But yeah, no,
yeah.
I really loved what you said, and I hope that there's
Thank
some
you.
social media handles that we can follow to keep up with Edify. Do you have like a Facebook page, or like your Facebook page or
Oh,
Instagram?
yeah. There's an Instagram, but
Okay.
there's an Instagram that we have. I don't. My friend handles all of that. I don't have
Okay.
it right now. I'm sorry, but it's okay.
Okay, no, it's okay. But is it just called Edify? Can we just search Edify and then it
Yeah.
should pop up? Okay, cool. Awesome. But yeah, thank you so much. Are you double checking? No, it should be there. It should be there. But thank you so much for doing this. I know that, you know, as an Excise student, you probably have so much going on and that you're so busy. And I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day
Yeah.
to do this. But yeah, I wish
It's
you
back.
the
It's back now. So it's back now. So
yes.
Saying it's back now,
Yeah.
so I'm just at home relaxing in Durban. Yeah.
Oh, nice. At least it's warm there. It's
One
cold
of
in
the
Cape
things.
Town.
Oh, okay, okay. Not looking forward
No.
to coming back then. Okay,
Yeah. But best of
okay.
luck with Edify, and best of luck, with you and your business partner. And I hope to hear some good things coming out of, Edify.
Thank you so much. It's been very nice talking with you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Um,
Awesome. Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.